And now, Working Man Radio with your host, Joe Lyles.
Do you believe that your constitutional rights to be free from unreasonable searches and seizures are being violated? Are your Fourth Amendment rights being trampled on by an NSA run amok? Government run amok. What should you do about it? And the answer is sue the bastards. Sue them. You can do it. If you own a cell phone, your rights are being violated. If you own a cell phone, you have standing to sue. If you are listening to me and you are on the internet, you have standing to sue. You have standing to sue. You can sue them. Nobody can do anything to you about it. If a federal judge decides you're right, nobody's going to do anything to him about it. He has life tenure. We have an independent judiciary. Our independent judiciary has taken on the executive branch and the legislative branch many, many times. The United States Supreme Court, including some George W. Bush appointees, ruled against the Bush administration regarding holding people without habeas corpus rights at Guantanamo Bay. They're not afraid of the executive branch, and you needn't be afraid to sue the bastards. There's a reason why you should think about doing that. There is utility in suing the bastards. Let me show you something. Here is the irony. Here's the irony of the situation. Why has the United States Supreme Court never ruled on the constitutionality of the FISA courts? Why haven't they done that? Because nobody has ever brought the suit. Nobody's ever sued the bastards. Nobody's ever brought suit and had this lawsuit work its way through the system and find its way up to the Supreme Court. How come? How come? Because nobody has ever been aggrieved. No one has ever suffered any damage. You say, well, they're listening in on my phone calls. Okay, all right, yeah, right. How are you damaged? You called Domino's Pizza 15 times last month, and you called the 800 sex service. Do they still have 900 numbers? They used to have, remember 900 numbers? Do they have those anymore? If they have them, they were on your phone bill. Maybe you're calling your girlfriend when your wife's not around. Well, maybe you're calling your bookie. I don't know what you're doing on the phone. All kind of stuff. And there's a phone record of that. And the NSA has seen it. I say seen it. It's in the big mountain of data they get. Whether any human being, whether any human eyeball has ever actually looked at your particular phone records is highly doubtful. Really, I'm serious. It's highly doubtful. I'm really not that worried about this. But if you are, sue the bastards. And I will support you. And even though I'm not that worried about it, I would love for the U.S. Supreme Court to say this is a general warrant and it's unconstitutional. I would love for the Fourth Amendment to get back a little bit of what has been taken away from it over the years. No one has ever brought a suit because no one has ever been damaged. Let me tell you, if somebody is damaged by this, if some government bureaucrat takes your phone records and uses it to blackmail you, uses it to cause you to lose your job, uses it in some way to hurt, to damage your reputation, your standing, your finances, to harm you in some way, if they do that more than a few times, somebody at some point is going to sue the bastards. We Americans are not shy about suing to vindicate our constitutional rights. We sue to vindicate constitutional rights we don't even have. We sue because we think we got constitutional rights, bring a lawsuit and have the court say, nah, you don't have that. That's not a right you got. Happens all the time. Somebody sued over the health care bill. Said, no, that's the Congress had no power to pass the health care bill. People thought the U.S. Supreme Court was going to deep six the health care law. They didn't. Surprise, surprise. Didn't do what they were supposed to do. Surprise, surprise. You know the judiciary will surprise you like that. Don't count them out. Nobody has brought suit because nobody has been damaged. You know why nobody's been damaged? Because the government doesn't want anybody to file suit. All that has to happen is for somebody to abuse this system, and they've got a lawsuit on their hands. And with that lawsuit comes publicity. Let me show you something. If you ever want to file suit against the government for a FISA court violation, I'm going to tell you how to do it. Okay? Get all of your documents and all of your records. They don't know when you're going to sue them. They don't even know that you're going to sue them. They won't know who you are until you show up at the courthouse and drop that lawsuit. Let me tell you something. You have a right to file a lawsuit. You want to put in that lawsuit every allegation of fact you can, every detail, every scurrilous detail, every top secret detail. You want to get the records and all the paperwork and everything you can, and you want to put it all in the complaint, and you want to call a press conference. And you want to file that lawsuit, and you want to walk out the door of the courthouse with filed stamped copies and pass them out to the press before the government ever even knows you sued them. Because once it's out in the press, once it's in the air, and there's nothing they can do about it. They're going to get protective orders against you. They're going to get protective orders to keep their secret evidence secret. That's why, but they can't get, they got to know they're being sued. They got to know who the party is. They got to have a lawsuit before they can get the protective order. So you file the suit and blast all the top secret, all the confidential, all the scurrilous, all the damaging information, and blast it out to the press before they ever get a protective order. And all you need to do is have a seasoned litigator who knows how to work the media. That's the threat. They don't want you doing that. They don't want all this. They're angry at this Snowden guy for blowing the lid off this thing. They don't want you going into court and exposing the details of all this stuff. And that's why they behave themselves. That's why they use it exactly the way they say they use it. That's why they stay within the guidelines that the United States Congress placed on using this information. That's why they don't abuse their power, and why anybody who does abuse his power will find himself out of work, if not on his way to jail. The government, that's why, and in the 10 years since we started worrying about this under the Bush administration, because we've known about this for 10 years. We now have a track record. When Sean Hannity didn't care about it in 2006, who knew how they were going to abuse it? Today, when he's all worried about it, we know. We know what they're going to do with this information. They're going to use it properly to track down terrorists. And they're not going to use it to bully political opponents, because that's the kind of thing that invites lawsuits. But if that track record's not good enough for you, maybe that track record's not good enough for you. Maybe you don't want to trust. I just don't trust the government. Sooner or later, they might abuse this power. Okay, no problem. Sue the bastards.
Thanks for watching, and don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment. You've been listening to Working Man Radio with Joe Lyle at joelylesradio.com.